Welcome back! We are going to jump straight into everything as soon as I learn how to turn down some audio on another device. Goodness sakes, I almost blew out my eardrums. That hurt. Anyway, hi, welcome back to the stream. I'm YellowFang42. We're getting to level 46 tonight, out of 99. Isn't that exciting? I am so stoked. We're only a couple thousand XP away. Seriously, like, I keep going to the journal. I don't know why I keep doing that to myself. Yeah. 2013. That's how many XP we have left. And if by some rough calculations, that is a little less than 300 dusks on an 8-point run. So, yeah. That sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds about right. Less than 300, so about 250 roughly. I say roughly because I'm making a rough estimate and I'm just literally dividing 24 by 3 and then chopping that. Oh wait, no, that might be, no, that's not 150. No. Anyway. It doesn't matter anymore, we just got our first 16 points of XP. Hi! We're back again. We're doing the same grind. We're getting closer and closer to the next level and further along. I'm so stoked. Funny enough, prior to this stream, maybe an hour ago, I genuinely considered starting off the stream being like, "Hi, welcome back. I'm about to talk for 20 minutes about food because I love it." Which is actually true. I flippin' love food. Made myself some good old veggies and gravy. Tasted delicious. Ate 2 bowlfuls. Somewhat regretted it. Hopefully, the 2 bowlfuls of veggies and gravy make sure that I don't have to constantly snack during the middle of the stream. That's the main goal, is to not have to snack in the middle of the stream. It's a little bit chaotic whenever I do that. So yeah. Oh, super stoked. I've got the other computer up, so then that way I can update the ticker tape at the top. I know it's called a marquee. I don't know why ticker tape is the first thing that comes up, but it does. That's what comes up in my head. Very excited about that. Oh, can't wait to break it. And I'm also super stoked that I'm getting ever so closer to level 99. We've come so far in the past, what is it, 4 months now? It's gotta be at least 4 months now. Yeah, it's the 26th. I started on the 24th, so October, November, December, January. 5 months. We've been doing this for 5 months and we're at level 46. Isn't that fantastic? I guess technically I've been doing that, but I like to say we because I like to include the chat, because even those who just pop in and out, or even watch the VODs coming in and out, I very much appreciate y'all. I appreciate the support for this silly shenanigan, because frankly it makes it all the more worth it. Super worth it. I'm not having my words today, apparently. I washed all my words away when I washed my face. My face was pissing me off, so I'm like, okay, it's time for the soap and water treatment, and oh my goodness, it feels great. I'm probably gonna regret that later. But for now I'm fine. Wahoo! I feel a little bit all over the place, but I think I'm just a little off kilter. I just washed one pan, a pot, and then partially washed another pot because it's been in the sink for a day and it's kind of been irritating me, so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna scrub this thing so then the family member who meant to wash it will have an easier time washing it. So there we go, it's taken care of. Huzzah. Why do I feel like my knuckles are cracking? And not in a fun way. It's all is well. All is well. Anyway, I have been slightly going bonkers. Not like in a bad way, but I've been slightly going bonkers with putting together some shorts with some of the videos that I've already put out, just to share a little bit on the shorts page. Hopefully, in the interest of sharing more of the videos I make. basically, there's that. And also highlighting what I think are some of the funnier jokes and funnier aspects of some of the videos that I've made. It's really gotten me thinking about how I'm gonna edit videos going forward, so that'll be good. That'll be good. I need to balance coherency and telling a story with also making it snappy, but I have a feeling that as I'm working on the shorts and working with them, I think I'm going to pick up and learn and develop a talent for that. We'll see. That's the point, though, is you gotta practice to develop your talents, you gotta work on it. Sometimes you get a couple of stinkers, and other times you're like, oh, okay, so this works, this doesn't. Like, for example, the analysis videos. The one that I did for KH3, 10 out of 10, would love it, do it again. The one that I did for KH1, however, it needed some work. I think the alternating between analysis and the fight itself was the best course of action, in my opinion. I think the only difference that if I were to do the KH3 one again, I would just have it go back and forth. But at the same time, I do like how it is because you get to see the fights as they are and sort of come to your own conclusion yourself before I give the analysis on what was going through my head at the time and what sort of things that I noticed when I was doing all the battles and stuff. So if I actually do work through the KH1 analysis again, I'm definitely gonna split the fights, but I have a feeling if I do that again, if I actually go through with that, I think I'm gonna take my KH1 file, that it's the same file, level it up to 100, and then do a compare and contrast like I did with KH3. I think that would be the best course of action and much more justifiable to do a comparison and redoing the analysis. At least I think so. So that is the eventual plan. And that'll be just like off-stream grinding that I do for level 100, and then I'll record the fight itself. Yeah, that'll be the best course of action. And when I do record that specific fight, it will just be like using, I was gonna say using the PS4 recording, but it's such a pain in the butt to port it to the flash drive that I use for it. So I might just use OBS and keep my mic muted. Just keep everything muted. Except the gameplay. There we go. That would work. That would work perfectly, actually. Who am I kidding? So yeah, there we go. That's the eventual plan. That is gonna come down the line a little bit. Yes. Yes. Now, just a heads up, we are getting to level 46, but next week, I think I'm going to only be streaming on Monday. I will post on Twitter, Blue Sky, and the YouTube posts on whether or not I stream on Monday, just because I'm going to be going out of town during that week. So it's a little up in the air right now, but I have some confidence that I will at least stream Monday, so you can look forward to that. That way it makes up for not streaming the Monday after, because I'm not streaming the Monday after. I'm still going to be gone. I'm going on an adventure. Yay. So yeah, that'll be an interesting time, and then after I get back, we'll 1, continue with the level 99 grind, and 2, we will start the command roulette for Ventus. I'm so stoked to do his. I think when I do the command roulette for Ventus's story, I think I'm actually gonna do the tutorial, since the tutorial section is from Ventus's perspective. So I don't know. It might add to it, it might subtract from it, I'm not sure. It might also help me kick into the command roulette right off the bat. Whoa! Hey, future me, add that to the death compilation. Thank goodness for room saving. Oh my gosh. I got distracted by the I don't even know what I got distracted by. Oh my gosh. 10 out of 10. That doesn't count. That doesn't count towards the death counter, okay? Damn it! I added to the death counter pre-99 though. No, betrayal. I'm gonna be honest. That was funny. Yeah. Yeah, once we get to level 99, I will change the current level to, I will change the current level ticker tape to maybe something static, and just change it to, death counter. I think that would be the best idea to replace it. We'll see. It'll probably be static, and I'll have to change the text format to outline it. Although, if I do that, I think what I'll do for that is instead... do I want it to be a browser source, or do I just want to straight up add to it on OBS? I'll get there when I get... I do have time to think about it, so... Ow. Goodness sakes. Silly me. I got so distracted by talking about videos and stuff. Oh, that's so embarrassing at level 45. Oof. And I definitely lost some XP progress because of that. Good job, me. Good job. It's okay. That is so funny, actually. It's a shame I didn't mark the previous death counters, because now I'm gonna have to pilfer through the entire timeline of all of the streams, which is a lot of them now, just to see if I had a death in any of the previous ones. I'm gonna have to track all of those down at some point. Maybe. Or maybe I won't count them, who knows. It's up to me. I think we're at less than 200 dusks left. Let me see. Yeah, less than 200. Let's go. We're rocking and rolling. Once we get to, what is it, 1200 XP? At 1200 XP, it'll be approximately 150 dusks left. That's provided we do this by 8s. Emphasis on all of my calculations are based on a division by 8. Which is going pretty swimmingly, so. It's going quite swimmingly, in fact. Alright. Perfect. Let's take these guys out before they do anything. No, thank you. I have a limit to the damage I want to take today. My ego was already wounded by the random death earlier. It wasn't necessarily random, it was completely my fault. Who am I kidding? Myself. That's who I'm kidding. Alrighty. Guess who needs a drink? Again, me. 'Cause hydrate, you know? And it comes from talking a lot, too. Gotta hydrate when you talk a lot. Back, I think I already I've talked about this at length. A while ago, I noticed that when I was starting streaming, I was having trouble after the streams with my voice, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna make myself sick from talking all this much. And there were at least 2 things that I definitely took to heart. Although one of them I seem to have trouble taking to heart, and that is keeping my posture upright so then I don't squash my diaphragm. That's one of them. And then the other thing is staying hydrated. Those 2 things have been helping me with my speaking. I looked up public speaking tips for doing multiple speaking engagements, and that's what I got. Those were the 2 things that I took away from it, and they have been very helpful. And I think also the fact that I've been basically practicing speaking for 2 hours 3 times a week, so about 6 hours a week. 4 to 6, depends on the week. I think that has been helping. It's certainly been helping my ability to speak English, that's for sure. I say that as if that's not my first language. That was my spawn point language. So I should be able to speak it, but goodness sakes. I did spend a couple of years just barely speaking half the time, and part of it was because of COVID and social introversion, and then the other part of it is just because I just didn't see a point in talking all that much. It wasn't like going completely mute, it was more of just, it didn't feel like talking. But now I feel like talking lots. Ah. And I especially get joyous about speaking about Kingdom Hearts at length. Love this stinking game series. It's so goofy and silly, but I love it to bits. I'm hoping that this weekend I will find some sections of either previous streams or some other previous videos that include Kingdom Hearts related ones and have a few shorts cut from them. Just to continue the shorts grind. I know that those ones are relatively easy if I pick out the right thing and then make sure that the clips are coherent together. That's the plan. I do still intend to do longer videos. I'm not gonna just turn into a shorts channel. I will still do longer ones. Ventus and Aqua will not be forgotten. I like my long videos. I like my movies. Because let's be real. Let's be real, that Terra one is a long movie. We had the Dark Night of the Soul when Terranort was beating my butt, and then we had the montage, the training montage basically, of me grinding a few levels and getting a couple of abilities just so I can stand a chance against Terranort. It worked! I got him first try afterwards and it was absolutely beautiful. I sometimes actually, I'm gonna admit, I actually rewatched the video a couple of times. And I've watched it multiple times because of all the editing and stuff. Like, throughout the process in the rough cut, I was watching back from the beginning up until the point that I last left off at, just so then I could keep the momentum and rhythm of the storyline that I was crafting with it. So it was quite an adventure. I know a few sections very, very well. Like, just the other night, I pulled it up because I was thinking about it. I'm like, I kind of want to watch my own video again. So I pulled it up. And I just laid down and dozed off, and then when I heard a specific line, my eyes like snapped open because I knew exactly what was coming up, and I was like, I want to see it. I want to see it on screen. It's so silly. I'm super glad that I don't mind and frankly am quite comforted by the sound of my own voice. That sounds so egotistical, but you know what? I'm glad I like the sound of my own voice in recording. Because that's gotta be hard to hate it. Because I know of a few, I know of actors who do not like hearing their own voice playing back, so they don't watch their own movies. I'm very glad that I don't deal with that experience. Because that would make it very difficult to edit videos and upload and stuff. I suppose some people who don't like hearing their recordings back could just also hire an editor, so then they don't have to deal with that. So that's always possible, but I'm doing this all myself, so I gotta get used to the sound of my own voice pretty quickly. Thank goodness my voice doesn't do the cheese grater thing on my brain. Unless I intentionally do a silly voice that's just horrendous. But I don't do those too often. Did I already take the... Oh, I took him out. Yeah, I took him out. Okay. Cool. It was a 2-for-1 special, I guess. Okay. Nice. Me likey. Funniest thing, I was scrolling shorts, as you do, because every once in a while something comes up on my YouTube recommended that actually fits my recommendations. And I scroll a little further down, and I actually saw somebody else's short talking about, like, what would happen if you got to level 9, if you tried to get to level 99. By their rough calculations, they said it would take about 72,000 times going back and forth. That's about right. That is about right. I can't remember if the calculation was by 4s or 8s, though. But I was like, heh, that's me. I'm doing that. Apparently it's like a 2-year-old short because it has comments from like 2 years ago, but I was just like, haha, it me. Ah. No sanity is so much fun. I say that, but I'm actually still very sane. This is keeping me sane, to be frank. It's something that has been consistent and just part of my routine now. I'm going to be very confused the day I get to level 99, and then afterwards I'm going to be like, alright, time to stream and grind to level 99. And then I'll remember that I'm already there and I'm progressing through the game. It's going to remind me of my experiences at college. Or university. I guess there is a pretty... I guess there's a difference between college and university. American shenanigans, you know. But it is a university. I don't know why saying at university sounds weird to me. But I have a feeling it'll feel the same way that I did. Except a little bit less of feeling like a cheese grater at the end. Yeah. I think so. Because, shoot. From levels 1 through 19, that's kind of like my freshman year where I'm like, oh yes, I'll totally do this. And then there was like a gap between my freshman year and then the rest of my years of college, which there was definitely a gap between level 19 and these levels. So this is when I still have the momentum. We're gonna see if it parallels my university experiences towards the end. Once we get closer and closer to level 99, I will probably be like, man, this is reminding me so much of my last year of college where I was just dragging to the end. Although I have a feeling by the time I get there, it won't feel the same way. Alright, no, we're not doing another death on the stream. We already did it once, we're not doing it again. No thank you. I will take the 4 over another death. We are not doing that again. That's hilarious, actually, that I say that. Because in, at least from what I know, a lot of East Asian cultures, 4 is an unlucky number because the word sounds similar to their language's word for death. Like, to the point where the 4th floor is either sealed off, especially in hospitals, or it's just not numbered on there, and they skip any numbers with 4 in it. Like, that's how serious it is. It's very fascinating. I think the term that it's given is tetraphobia. It's not necessarily like, 4, scary. It's more of the superstitions and death association related to the number. It's a very interesting subject. There's also a word for it for the number 13, but I cannot remember it off the top of my head. But it was a very interesting, it's a very interesting concept. Yeah. I suppose that is where the unlucky Friday the 13th comes from. You know, that makes me wonder. Guess what we're doing, chat? We are slightly delaying the next step because I really want to know. Why is Friday? Ah, thank you, you creepy thing. Okay, so Friday the 13th is more of a Western superstition. So, like, speaking of next month, we have a Friday the 13th. Let's see, so... Unluckiness of 13. One source for the unlucky reputation. I'm reading the Wikipedia article, by the way. Is a Norse myth about 12 gods having a dinner party in Valhalla. The trickster god arrives as 13 guests. That's Loki. And arranged. Okay, and Baldur got shot with a mistletoe-tipped arrow. Okay. Okay, Christian associations. Oh, the Last Supper, 13 individuals. Okay. Alright. Some cite the arrest of the Knights Templar on Friday, October the 13th of 1307, being the origin of the Friday the 13th. So the origins seem murky. Ooh, this is fun. Another one comes from the 19th century. Interesting. I love the little things that people do. Very interesting. Huh. That is very fascinating. Oh, there's other similar dates like that. So Tuesday the 13th is unlucky in some Hispanic countries. In Italian popular culture, it's Friday the 17th. That is so interesting! I love learning random stuff while I'm supposed to be level grinding. It breaks up the shenanigans. Unfortunately, y'all don't get to see it because I don't do the lookups on the screen. But it's still super funny! Oh my goodness. I did not need to shout that, I apologize. But you know what I do need? More water! Gonna drink away my sorrows. I say as I drink water. It'd be fun to play Zoo Tycoon on a stream or a recording one day, but I would need to make a purpose and direction for that before I consider committing to that. I'm learning over time that so long as I have a direction and purpose involved in whatever I do, and a goal in mind, I will totally do it. I will completely 100% commit to it. But if I don't know what I'm doing and don't have a goal, it's just like do it for the sake of doing it, it's not going to make any sense, and it's just going to be like, well, what's the point? That sort of thing. I'd hope. Let me get through my yawns for a second. Someone's tired. It's me. I got woken up by my microwave being the worst this morning. One of the buttons got stuck, which is something that apparently happens. It was like a sensor error. And you know what I did to fix it? I looked up possible ideas. I unplugged it, plugged it back in, you know, the standard IT stuff, and I was like, please tell me I don't have to replace this or take it apart. I'm not doing that today. I just wanted my dang waffles, and I want my other food. And then I look it up. Someone has a couple of solutions on YouTube, which one of them is like turn it off for 2 minutes. Tried that one, didn't work. And then someone in the comments of that video said that she used a hairdryer and just hovered the hairdryer over the buttons for a little bit to warm them up, and that helped. It worked. Chat, it worked. The buttons functioned and all was not lost. I did have to press a button a little later on to get it to behave itself, but otherwise it was totally fine, so if I have more issues, I'm just gonna break out the hairdryer. It sounds crazy, but it was really funny, and I was like, haha, cool. Ooh! 777s. That's pretty lucky. Very lucky indeed. Where am I going with my voice? Get back here, voice. Don't do it. Just the other night, speaking of accents running away from me, just the other night I had a little bit of trouble speaking as per usual. And for some reason my brain just tried to throw in any other accent to try to save whatever I was saying so it would come out. But unfortunately it was like all over the place and it turned into this horrendous amalgamation of British and Australian. Which, if you've ever heard someone try to amalgamate those two, it is horrendous. Don't do it. I don't care if Australian is seen as a derivative to English accents. It's a nightmare, especially when the American accent that I have is also trying to push its way through. Just imagine 3 independent accents all trying to push out at once, and it's just not working. That's the kind of Franken accent I was dealing with. And then I made a joke about how the sun never sets on the horrid accent, because it's like the British Empire conquering everything. Freaking England, I swear to... Okay, whatever. No actual beef, just making jokes on the history of England. Okay, some mild beef, just because of the history of England. The English know what they did. That sounds so silly. I mean, am I wrong? Ah. Goodness gracious me. Yeah, the States are no better. Any quote-unquote first world country is no better than the other because half of them do the same BS as the other. Hey, look, we're in the 600s now. We are less than 100 dusks away? Yeah, less than 100 8-pointers away. It's either 100 or 200 dusks, depending on how many 4s and 8s we get. It's between that range. It's such a wide range, but I do have to emphasize and accommodate the fact that there are going to be 4s sometimes, and I'm not going to go crazy over the 8s. It's not the end of the world if I get a 4 or 2. I literally did get a 4 or 2 after the surprise death moment because that was on me for not paying attention, so yeah. Took a drop of about 8. I say about because I don't know how much I got in its original run when I did that. But I definitely know it wasn't 8s on the first 2, so that's a-okay. We're making progress. Huzzah. Whee! That was not the jump button. It's so funny, every once in a while I'm like, ah yes, the jump button is clearly X, even though it hasn't been... I can't think of very many games that I've played in recent months, or years even, where the jump button has actually been X. The only one I can think of off the top of my head is Destiny 2, and I have not played that in years because it kept just getting worse and worse with each update, and it's not necessarily, well, I don't know about gameplay. Maybe I'm just not a regular third-person shooter gamer, so that could also be a contributing factor as to why I'm not sure if it's gameplay. But the size of the game and the updates was getting so unbearable, and it got to the point where I could no longer update because it would have just taken up the entire PS4. So I'm like, you know what? Screw this. I'm uninstalling. I want to still be able to play other games on this thing. So I did that. And I haven't played it since because of that. I could probably play it on my desktop, provided that it doesn't update me into oblivion like that. Bungie, optimize your shit. This is the second time I'm asking, even though they're definitely not watching this stream. But seriously, game devs, if you can, please for the love of God, optimize your games so that they're not big old bloated gigs of things. Your players will thank you, and they will get to play your game first day and chat about it faster. And then they won't be complaining about day one download speeds, which is a pretty common occurrence for big games. Oh wow. I better sleep good tonight. I love how I'm like already thinking of like what I'm gonna do later tonight. It's a habit. I could also start making a checklist. I made that checklist, did I make a checklist on Wednesday? I think I did. What the heck was on my checklist anyway? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I definitely made a checklist the other day and I followed through on all of it. I'm so proud of myself. Your girl's getting glasses again. She's getting some fresh specs. Cause, her old ones are like, 5 years old. These things have a crack in the frame. They are one bad day from getting absolutely annihilated. And I say that, okay, maybe not absolutely annihilated, but they are one bad day from me having to grab the copper wire that I keep in my craft drawer and fashioning up a frame. That would probably be really uncomfortable just for the sake of being able to drive safely. That's the kind of chaos that I would bring upon myself. I'm so excited to be able to see everything properly. You know what? There's no shame in being enthusiastic about being able to see, gosh dang it. I'm super stoked about being like, ooh, leaves. I'm so stoked. I am so ecstatic about it. Who am I kidding? I'm so freaking ecstatic. I'm so glad that I finally bit the bullet and just got an eye appointment taken care of. Because I'm like, hey, now I can fix my eyesight. And the techs at the vision office that I went to were super patient with me because I have the worst okay, maybe not the worst light sensitivity, but I have some pretty bad light sensitivity for my eyes. And to the point where one of the machines, you kind of have to turn your face a little sideways so then they can get a picture of your eye and see what it looks like. You know, check if anything's wrong with it. I have to pry my eye open so then I don't blink, because I blink faster than the picture can take. And that is a consistent and regular problem I have. I have to pry it open, and yeah. I gave myself a headache, and I drained my entire water bottle on that trip because my eyes were just constantly leaking out water. It's a curse. On the bright side, the eye puff machine has improved drastically since I was 12. Holy crap. When I was 12, I got sucker punched by the eye puff machine. Like, it was rough. Like, I have had the experience down the line through each appointment of the next generation of better eye puff machines that don't take your eyeball out. Okay, it wasn't that serious or vicious, but when I was 12, I was a big baby. I just wanted to be able to see because I was always squinting at the board, and my oh wait, no, maybe I was 13. I might have been 13 at the time. Anyway, doesn't matter. Basically, middle school me just wanted to see the board because my teacher was like, "Hey, girly pop, I see you're squinting at the board in the back of the class. Might want to get that checked." Of course, she didn't say girly pop. Girly pop wasn't in the pop culture lexicon yet. I apologize. I'm taking a second because I need to delete a program from the system. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Get wrecked. Okay. Task manager, my beloved. Okay. There we go. Problem solved. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. Eye puff machines. Basically, the eye puff machine, I only was able to do one eye, and I refused to do the other eye. And I was such a meanie afterwards. I was very pissed about it. I did not like dealing with that, but I'm glad I got it taken care of. And then the eye puff machines have gotten softer over the years. Like, softer just over time. It's been nice. And now they have like a handheld device. I thought it was like an ear thing. I was so confused. Like, you know how they look inside your ear with the thing? No, it's an eye puff machine that checks the pressure like in the palm of your hand. That's amazing. It was so cool. I was like, that's the eye puff machine? Because I was fully expecting to stare at the hot air balloon in the distance. Nope. Nope. It's so cool. It was great. I still had to pry my eyes open because, like I said, my eyes are sensitive and they suck. But yeah, it's great. I love it. Love it, love it, love it! I love when medical stuff gets innovative and is made better for people. Because while people don't necessarily acknowledge it because now glasses are considered cool, back in like the 80s and 90s, people were picked on for wearing glasses, which is really messed up because if you really think about it, bad eyesight is technically a disability because it does affect your everyday life. Does it affect your ability to work? Some jobs, yes. Like if you're a pilot and if you don't have good eyesight, you're not gonna become a pilot. Also, if you're colorblind, you can't become a pilot, which is well, specifically a commercial pilot. I'm pretty sure that I know a few people who are colorblind who definitely had a pilot's license. I know several. Yeah. But you can't be a commercial pilot if you're colorblind, which really sucks. But, you know, you gotta be able to see the indicators and what colors they are. Color indicators are actually very much involved in commercial flights, so... and in commercial airlines. It is what it is. But yeah. I'm glad that at least with eyeglasses that working with that disability has come a long, long way. It's not like as super disabling because accommodations are made. The glasses are expensive, contacts are expensive, but they're doable. Like there's options. Not just like in like ability to wear stuff. Like if you're like me, you have to have these really, really thick lenses, and if you want the material to not be ridiculously heavy, you're gonna want like the high carbon, high density type lenses. I cannot remember for the life of me what they're called. But you need to have the high density stuff because your prescription is so dang high that otherwise you're going to be having Coke bottles, the bottoms of Coke bottles on your eyes. Like that's how serious it is. I can't remember if I've stepped out of the realm of contacts yet. I think I might have. I think I might have officially stepped out of the realm of contacts. Which is fine, I can't use them anyway. I can't get my finger near my eyeball even. Which is a real struggle if an eyelash gets in my eye because that sucks. Yeah. I hope that the way that eyeglasses are treated nowadays, you know, with dignity and respect, I hope that it becomes the case for wheelchair users. Like lots more options for wheelchairs. They actually get covered by insurance on a more regular basis. There's like options. Sizing is accommodated. What other things? Routes for being able to go places. Like accessibility, that sort of thing. I'm not very good at articulating it, but I do think about that a lot. Maybe not all the time, but it does come across my mind every once in a while, where every once in a while I look at a ramp and I'm like, would somebody in a wheelchair be able to use this ramp, or is this just a ramp that is supposedly accessible but not really? Like I think about those things time to time. I especially think about it because I know quite a few people in my life who cannot, like, do all of the walking things, who aren't fully able-bodied, who need the stairs, who would need an elevator, who would need those ramps. Like, those are important for their ability to walk and get around places. So I think about it in their context, because I'm like, yeah, sure, I can jump and run around and stuff like that. My knee is kind of busted, but I can still walk around and do stuff. Not everybody can. It'd be nice if there were ways for people to be able to navigate buildings without issue. Unfortunately, some businesses seem to think that that's an unnecessary expense, but honestly, I think it's a dick move that they don't accommodate in the first place. I do understand in some circumstances. Very few circumstances, though. Like, if it's a job that literally you would not be able to do, in a wheelchair, maybe, but at the same... Oh, hey, we're at level 46. Let's go! It's such a... It's a very important and delicate balance, but I do think it's also good to have accessibility, just, like, even in jobs where you can't do those things, like, if you can't walk, you can't really do that job. It's good to have those accessibility ramps to be able to move product up and down stairs, or up and down levels. Like, you should be able to move a dolly safely up and down a ramp to be able to move stuff. Right. Let's fix the overlay because it is stuck again. Speaking of knees busting, my right knee is screaming at me again. That's okay, I can fix it. I might have to run a massager over it, actually. It's really hurting today. And it's not even a pressure change or anything. It's just throwing a fit. Oh my gosh. Are you working? Yay! It's working! It took a little bit, but it's working. We are officially at level 46. I'm gonna do a kazoo sound. Watch this. That was really loud. I apologize. I will not do that again. Let me get a little smidgen of health. Alright. Wait a minute. Was that even numbers? Was that even numbers? We are back on even numbers, chat. We're back on even numbers. You have no idea how happy that makes me. My calculations can be more exact. This is a miracle. It means so much to me. I didn't even pay attention to what abilities we got when I leveled up. I was just so focused on what I was talking about. Yay! We did it! We're at level 46. And the overlay didn't break for 5 minutes. It only broke for like 30 seconds. Which is honestly a record. I apologize, that was me drinking water again because I need water. Bad. I just hope that now with the remaining XP being even numbers, I don't start getting way too focused on exact calculations. Because I did do that the last time we dealt with even numbers, and I don't want to experience that again. That was not fun. That was a little bit much that time. Could you not? Thank you. We're fine. Hey, wait a minute. That's 2,400. That's 24,000. That's about, what, 3,000? Yeah, that's 3,000. We got over 3,000 remaining. Woof. 3,000 and something. Hang on. Well, let's do the calculation after I take out these three. That way we can get a more accurate number. Ow. Don't be freaking rude. Alright, so 24,402. Okay, so 24,000, that's 448. Okay, 3,000. And it was like 402, right? Okay, so 40, so 3,050. Technically 3,051. Yeah, 3,051. Because of the twos of remainder. Yeah, the twos are remainder. Okay. Yeah, 3,050 something. Yep. Nice. I'm getting scarily good at math, folks. That was actually super easy and I was super confident. It means a lot to me when I'm able to calculate and not be like, is that right? Do I have to check with the calculator? I didn't have to check with the calculator. I was sure of it. I'm getting more confident in my mathematics skills, which I should be confident in. Because I was really good at math growing up. Like, that was one of the subjects I had zero trouble with growing up. As long as I understood and was taught well, like I only had one teacher that I was like, what the hell are you teaching? And that was one of the early adopters of Common Core, which is a huge indication of my own issues with the Common Core standards stuff. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started on that method of teaching. It got me so freaking lost. I'm like, I need to know what the thing is so that I can work off of the patterns here. I get that we were trying to like build up to it, but in all honesty, all it did was just make me feel stupid. And it just discouraged me from ever wanting to learn. It wasn't fun. I guess I needed a little poke in my ego for that, but still. It made me doubt my own math skills, and I'm like, I know I'm good at this. What the frick is going on? And then finally, when it was all laid out, I'm like, oh, that's what we're building up to. Because everything just didn't make sense to me because of how the teacher was explaining it. Goodness sakes. The rest of my math teachers were super stellar and straightforward, thank goodness. So I didn't have too much trouble. And once I learned the things, it stuck with me. Of course, since I'm out of practice, I definitely couldn't calculate the volume of a bowl for y'all. Like the bowl itself, like not the whole solid shape, the physical bowl. I used to be able to calculate that and it was magical and I miss it. I miss being able to do that because I don't remember the calculations. I don't remember how to find them. I remember there were parts and pieces to it though. Like, the memories are there. They're just chilling there in the background. Those were fun times. I remember my friend and I, we once joked about putting each other's names on our tests. And the only reason we didn't do it, because it was a running joke at our school that, like, our teachers would get our names mixed up because we were hanging out with each other so much. But the only reason we didn't put each other's names on our tests was because we're like, wait a minute, we're good at different things, so we need to actually... we need to put our own names on our tests, otherwise we're not going to get the help that we need for the things that we're struggling with personally. So, yeah. It was so funny. Oh man, that was so fun. Fond math memories. I liked my math classes. I did almost consider switching to be a math major towards the end of my college years. I ended up sticking with the computer science one. But if I really, really had to, and I kind of wish I had, I wish I had gone into mathematics instead of computer science. I think I would have had a lot more fun. Yeah, I think I would have had a lot more fun. Oh well. But I think I would have had a lot of fun as a mathematician. And it still would have applied to computer science. Like, I could still do all of the mathematics stuff that is involved in coding. Like, it's not like it wouldn't apply to the job that I had after. So, it would have still worked out. It certainly would have worked out. Who am I kidding? But things are as they are, and that's okay. What is not okay is YouTube glitching the hell out. Could you calm the hell down for 2 minutes? Goodness sakes. It's glitching like crazy, and I keep looking over at OBS being like, OBS, are you having some trouble? But it seems to be behaving, and Twitch side seems to be behaving, so I don't know what the frick is going on, YouTube. It could also just be my iPad. My iPad is being kind of a butthead sometimes, so it's a very likely possibility. It's just my iPad being a brat. You know, funny thing, chat. In my reignition of passion for Kingdom Hearts and stuff, I'm actually considering streaming my first ever playthrough of Chain of Memories. It's gonna be a while down the road. We still got Command Roulette to do. But it is not outside the realm of possibility of me attempting to play Chain of Memories while streaming. Which is going to make it much more difficult, because if you know anything about streaming, you know that streamers kind of get dumb sometimes, especially when they're on camera, because they're trying to balance performing at the same time as actually playing the game. So I have a feeling it would be a very interesting first attempt. But it'd be so fun. It'd be so much fun. I would definitely do a simultaneous recording for that one, if I did. When I do. Okay, when I do Chain of Memories, when I do the playthrough of Chain of Memories, I'm recording the stream as well as like streaming it live. Cause one, I would not want to lose frames and sections of it, and two, I want it to be the best. I want it to be the absolute best. I want my Chain of Memories experience to be imprinted forever in some capacity. That's how important it is to me. It is extremely important to me. Especially since, of all games, that was the one that got me into the series. I'm not joking. That was the game that I was like, whoa, this story is crazy cool. I want to know more. Although, to be fair, also AMVs were a huge part in me getting into Kingdom Hearts. So shout out to every single AMV creator that used the intro cutscenes of KH1 and 2. I think of Chain of Memories as well. I don't remember what the intro cutscene was, but using the Ultra HD renders of the characters and stuff in the opening cutscenes. Shout out to those editors, because y'all are very much the reason I'm doing all this. Kingdom Hearts is a huge part of my life, no joke. It's not just, it's on my walls now. Literally. It's in my channel. It's on my walls. Literally, there's like a clock on the wall that's Kingdom Hearts themed. I've got my shelf with the games on it. I think I've got a couple of screenshots of the games. I think there's just one actually, now that I'm looking at it. But there's at least one of them in there. In my, oh, I forgot what it's called. Collage. My collage frame. I've got my Keyblades. I've got a cosplay now. It permeated my early writing era. My earliest writing stuff was Warriors. I was very much a Warrior Cats kid. I mean, that's kind of where I got my name. Oh, there you are. I was wondering where the dust went. Goodness sakes. Get back here. Anyway. Holy crap, could you calm down for a second, Twitter? Why did I call it Twitter? That's not Twitter. That is YouTube. I might be a little bit sleepy. That's okay. Yeah, I was a Warrior Cats kid growing up, and a lot of my writing definitely was influenced by that, and then later Kingdom Hearts influenced my love of sci fantasy, because let's face it, this is a sci fantasy story. We got some science fiction, and we got a lot of fantasy going on. A lot. Like magic. Oh, what a beautiful world I have decided to involve myself in. It's funny how much the vibes of the series also has changed over the years. Like, Kingdom Hearts 2 is very quintessentially 2000s. You can feel the 2000s era on it. From the aesthetics, to the dialogue, to some of the story structure, plot points, the combat. It's a very, very 2000s piece, and it's wonderfully fantastic. You can feel it, and you can feel the difference in, like, the 2010s with Birth by Sleep when that first came out. It was in the early 2010s when the game dropped. It was like September, and then we had to wait for a bit for the English version to come out. And then the late 2010s with Kingdom Hearts 3, you can definitely tell the difference in the influence with that, with the with the gummy phone and so forth. That was a huge difference. Lots and lots. You can tell the era the games were in just by, if you've lived through those eras, you know exactly the feeling and vibe that it's coming from. It's a magical experience. I'm trying to think of what it feels like with Dream Drop Distance. I'm just thinking about this because I'm thinking about Kingdom Hearts. I think it is genuinely hilarious that two of the games that I was the most entertained by a playthrough are the ones that aren't the darling of any of the Kingdom Hearts series, which is Rechain of Memories, specifically Recom, so like the PS2 version, and Recoded. Both of those are not the favorites, and yet I was so fascinated by the gameplay of both of them. I am absolutely terrified of the gameplay, by the way, of Chain of Memories. It's why I haven't started it yet. It's why I haven't stuck my hand anywhere near it. I'm trying to think if I ever even booted up the game in the first place. I probably booted up the game. Surely I have. I don't know if I have now. Oh no. I don't know if I've ever started that game. I don't think there's a single hour of playtime on that. Oh my. That's hilarious. But yeah, the card game system is what scares me, but I think once if I follow through the tutorial and if I pay attention to it fully, I think I'll have an easier time with it. But it requires that I read, which I know I have a bad habit of not doing because unfortunately I am a gamer and gamers don't read for some stupid reason. I say this being someone who apparently doesn't read. Okay. We are at that point of the stream where I give you the be right back screen. And we are still going to do that because I need to get up, move around, fix my stupid knee because it is screeching at me. Anyway, I will give you the be right back screen and I will in fact be right back. So, we are back. Alright, water bottle is filled. Sustenance is taken care of. Back to the grind, let's go! We have now made it to level 46, and I am still super stoked about the fact that we made it to level 46 in the first place. Let's go! Beautiful. As always, we have quite a ways to go before we hit up level 99, but that's okay! It's fine! We're gonna make it there. That's all that matters, is the fact that I'm gonna make it there. Regardless of whatever I do. Well, as long as I keep going. That's the point. Gotta keep going in order to actually make the progress. Can't just sit around and do nothing. That'd be silly. I was thinking earlier today about how this is we're gonna get into some philosophizing territory, but I feel like this whole level grind thing that I'm doing, it's kind of how it feels in a lot of points of life where it seems like you're not really going anywhere, but in truth, time is still moving forward, and I'm still making progress. I'm not just running up and down, not doing anything. It is the same thing over and over, but I'm gaining experience. The experience is still there. Does it drag some days? Of course. Is it sometimes absolutely exciting when I make some progress? Yes. The fact of the matter is I'm making progress despite the fact that I'm not really physically in-game going anywhere. And I think that is something that I wish that I had continued with this project earlier, so that perhaps I might have learned this lesson a lot sooner. I think it's a good lesson to learn that sometimes you're not physically going anywhere, but you are gaining experience, you're gaining knowledge, you're still passing through time. You're still, in a sense, moving forward. It might not be in the exact way you want, it might not even be as fast as you want. Sometimes you're stuck at 4 to 8 XP. And that's it. But regardless of what happens, even if it's a small little death, well, maybe not a death, literally, occasionally you might have a setback, which we can represent as an accidental in-game death from lack of vigilance or whatever. We might get a setback time to time, but we'll still end up moving forward. That's all there is to it. I think about that quite a bit. I've also just been thinking about this for probably a couple months now. I've been thinking about it in that perspective for at least a month. And I think it's been very good for me. It's been very good for me in that regard. I still remember the early months, the early weeks actually, when I was able to do about 2 levels or so during a stream. But that, of course, was when the gap wasn't, like, in the 5 figures. Now we're in the 5-figure gaps for levels. So we cannot do that. And that is okay. Sometimes we have to slow down. But it all works out in the end. It all works out. So yeah, that's my whole philosophy with this whole exercise that I'm doing. It's also not just an exercise for me. It's a little bit of a point of pride and dedication. It's me reminding myself that yes, I can actually do something that takes tedious amounts of hours. And I have a goal in mind, and I can still continue working towards a very long-term goal, because let's face it, this is long-term. That's why we're doing all sorts of other things in between. So yeah, in 2 weeks approximately, in approximately 2 weeks, I will be starting on the command roulette for Ventus. for Ventus's story. And in the process of doing that, I will do the tutorial for Ventus's story just because, one, it will help with the warm-up of the controller for Command Roulette, and two, it is from Ventus's perspective, and I think that will do him some justice. Because if I remember right, his story is relatively short compared to the other two in gameplay, if we don't count the tutorial. Aqua's will still go the longest because in addition to doing Aqua's story, I will also include the final episode and the secret episode since they are in Aqua's perspective. They will be included as part of her set for Command Roulette. That's what I'll do. And I think it'll work quite well. We're only doing one of those at a time though. We'll do Ven's and then we'll do Aqua's. And it'll be great. Holy crap, YouTube is having a freaking fit. Oh, it's not just YouTube. Oh, it is. Oh, it is my Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi is having a fit. I knew it. I caught you, you bastard. I see you. Nice try. You can't hide from me. You can't hide from me, thou shitty signal. I knew it. I knew it was having issues. Oh, and I just went off course. Hey, that's the first time I've gone off course all stream. That's pretty good. As in, accidentally going backwards. That's what I mean by off course. I've definitely gone off course a couple times. Ow. Sorry, I need to drink a lot of water right now. It's good for the soul. Anyway. Wow. Hey, less than 3,000 back and forths to go. That's pretty good. That's great even. Wait a minute. How much progress have we made total? We are 1,000 away from being a 10th through. Well, okay. 1,550 something. But we are still close to a 10th of the way through. Isn't that exciting? I think it's exciting. I'll let y'all know when we get to the 87557 point. Yeah. When that experience says 287,557. Gosh, I don't know why the heck that's so hard to just move a decimal point over. Jeez Louise, just drop the 8 and there you go. Boom. 287,558. No, 557. Good grief, that'll be when we're a 10th of the way through. Screw it, 558. I'll do that. I'll count it. I'll round up. Either way, we are not too far from being a 10th of the way through, which is another cause for celebration. Yay! Interesting, actually. We're not close to tracks. Okay. Maybe. I want to check something real quick. My curiosity is piqued and I need a calculator to check it. Because it can't be right. Can it? That is a 7 out of 4. Interesting. So the max is 72,000. So let me half 72,000. 36,000. 36,000. Yeah, that sounds about right. But it can't be exactly 36,000 that we're doing the back and forth of because of the early levels from... I can't remember the exact numbers. Basically, up until we got experience boost, we were stuck at the 72,000 back and forth. But we are now in the between zone of that, between 72,000 and 36,000. That's how many times we're going back and forth. Crazy, isn't it? And that's not even counting any early experience we might have gained prior to this back and forth section. Mathematical calculations are fun. I say this all the time, but they really are fun for me. I enjoy them very much. I do think that with the... Like, I'm thinking about that one short, that's why I was thinking about the 72,000. It wasn't just an arbitrary number. But I'm thinking about it. And that it supposedly will take me about 1,200 hours. I don't know whether it's going to be more or less because of that. That is something to think about. Will it actually take me 1,200 hours, or will it take me longer because of either sitting... There will be some additional minutes added on just for sitting. So maybe it'll be more than 1,200 hours just from that alone. But also, I'm thinking about the time it takes for me to take the damage so then I can get double the XP. Very interesting trains of thought. Either way, we are definitely going to be seeing the tetra digits when we get closer to level 99. That's how many hours of gameplay we'll be in. Wolf. We'll get to 999 before we get to level 99 in terms of gameplay. Wow. Wow. And we're doing it 2 hours at a time. Roughly. Occasionally 2.5. Depends on the night. Nice. I'm having way too much fun sticking to this crazy endeavor too. Nice, got 2 in one go. That tends to happen quite a bit, actually. I get 2 dusks in one hit. I take them out in one hit, and then I take out the third. And every once in a while, I don't notice that I've taken out 2 at once, and I look for the third one, even though, like, not knowing that I'd already took care of it. It's a very funny thing that happens. Very frequently, actually. I'm like, wait a minute, did I actually? Did he despawn? Nope. Nope, I took him out. I just didn't pay attention. I don't know what I was focused on, but that dusk is gone. I love what they did for the dusks in the 358/2 Days manga. I've only had the opportunity to be able to read one of the volumes. It was like the second volume. It was the one that was just available at the library. The others are at another library that I'll have to work with to read those, or I can just bite the bullet and get the entire set. I could do that, but part of me is like, I want to support my library. I want to support the libraries for all the other books that I might not get from the bookstores. I like libraries, they're awesome. I grew up with them. In my early days of playing RuneScape, I would play RuneScape on the library computers because that was the option. That and Neopets. I am such an aggressively 2000s upbringing human. It's very ridiculous. I had the experience of the 2000s internet. It was both a magical and mystical experience in both the best and worst ways. I did manage to avoid a lot of cursed stuff, but that was just because if I was informed that there was something cursed, or everybody was like, oh, whenever someone brought up something, I was like, okay, that is a sign for me to never look that up, and I have gone by that rule and not regretted it. It has done me wondrous favors of not being curious, or being like, you know what, I don't need to know that much. I don't need to know the cursed thing. I'm fine with not knowing the cursed thing. Ugh. I think I also was just a creature of habit who was like, okay, these websites are cool, and those are the only ones I'm gonna access. All those fun little Flash games growing up. Lots of good times. I'm glad that lots of people have worked to preserve those Flash games, because they're little pieces of history. Magical little pieces of history, if you ask me. Lots of art and code all jammed up in those little things meant to entertain children. Yeah. I love how I went from, I love how the manga did great stuff for the Dusks, and then immediately got distracted by libraries and computer games. I can and will go on a tangent at any given point. The only warning will be me starting a topic and then slowly drifting off because I think about something else related to the topic. Completely forgetting the original point that I was going to make. This is also why every once in a while on some of my YouTube videos I find that there is a story that I was about to tell and then I forget that I was telling it. And sometimes when I'm editing the video or editing the VOD, I'm like, where was I going with that? And I have to remember what I was thinking at the time up to that point. And then I have to explain in post, be like, okay, this was the story I was trying to tell. I completely forgot about it midway through talking about it because I just wandered off and did something else. I am no stranger to such things. Nice. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. That song is so good. Let's be real. That song is fantastic. I never mind getting rickrolled because of it. It lagged out while I was doing that. 10 out of 10. You've been saved by the lag. You poor souls. But seriously though, 10 out of 10 song. Love it. I just realized, I don't think I've played... I can't remember the last time I played Dance Dance Revolution, which means I need to play a lot of it tomorrow to make up for it. Maybe I did it... No, did I do a session on Wednesday? I don't think I did a session on Wednesday. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Bring it on. Bring it on. Let's go. Let's dance. I think we're gonna be at approximately, oh, we are at 2200. Okay. So we're probably gonna be a little bit above 20,000 soon. Nice, okay. I like that, that works. That's strange. I just got an inkling. I'm gonna save real quick, just to be 100% sure that I've locked this in. We're not done, by any means. We are not done. I'm just saving. I just have this feeling. It's probably nothing, but I want to be sure that I have my progress saved. Okay. That does mean that I do have to lose some time in getting damage, but I'll deal with it. I'll live. I'll be fine. I just want to be sure that I've saved my progress. Something in my bones said, Yellowfang, you need to save. You've made progress, but you need to save. Please, for the love of all things, save your progress. So I have. And I think that's a good idea. Oh my gosh, I can taste the sage and thyme in the back of my throat. That's the only slight downside to the vegetables and gravy recipe, by the way, is that depending on how much I've added, it's definitely the sage, I'm sure of it. But sometimes I almost add too much of it, so I can still taste it. The essence is still there, I can feel it. And it gets obnoxious sometimes. Oh, did I save myself a treat? No, I didn't. I was hoping that I saved myself a snack, but I'm pretty sure I ate it. Let me check. Did I save it? No snacks for you, sucker. You already ate them. Ah, well, my love of food has cursed me. I could go for some Twix right about now. That stuff sounds really good. There was like a short period of time where I really liked those. Same with Kit Kats. Although it's really tricky to get a good candy these days because, like for example, it came out recently that Hershey's has definitely been using some whack, cheap chocolate for Reese's Cups. They haven't tasted the same in a while, and it's just been sucky. I don't know if that's the same for Kit Kats and Twix, but those two are some of my personal favorites for when I want to crunch something. If you want the joy of a crunch, that. Not sponsored, by the way. That'd be a freaking amazing sponsor, getting sponsored by a candy company. I don't know how I could pull that off. I don't know if they would ever sponsor somebody who plays video games, but, you know. I was gonna say Monster does that, but it's Monster, and Monster is known as a gamer drink half the time, so it makes sense. Makes perfect sense to me. Most energy drinks are very associated with gamers, so. I don't see myself getting sponsored anytime soon. Mostly because I'm not in the big leagues right now. I am in the little leagues, and that is okay. I am working my way up. Is it a wise idea? Probably not, but you know what? This is what I want to do. I like this. I like this a lot. And I actually kind of enjoy the grind. I like the creative aspect of it, for sure. That's the part I love the most. I was thinking about and watching through some of the videos earlier today to get a couple of shorts scheduled. And I had so much fun just rewatching through some of the segments and being like, okay, this stuff works, this stuff didn't. Why did this work? Why did this didn't? Which spots are like, yeah, I can use this. How do I connect it to make the whole joke make sense? That sort of thing. I hope it turns out. Yay! More orbs! Morbs. Morbs. Oh. Fascinating. Okay. Ooh, I need to sit up straight. And I just knocked something over. Good job, me. Okay, let's take these two out before I accidentally die again. Nice. Okay. Okay, we got 2 basketballs and 1 just creeping along towards you. Nice! 2 for 1. I love when I get a 2 for 1 strike. It's beautiful and magical. Ooh, got a chill though. Wow! Hi! Hi, puppy! I just saw a puppy walk past me. Good dog. He's good dogs. Oh, man. I still think including that one little segment where I'm just baby talking my dogs was still one of the funniest things ever, because meanwhile Xehanort is telling like spinning a story to deceive Terra. And meanwhile I'm just talking to my dog because I'm like, oh, you're such a cute little puppy, aren't you? You're such a cute little puppy. It's so funny. The power of contrast. It's a magical thing. It's not just great for art, it's also great for comedy purposes. Or unintentional comedy purposes. Where something completely silly is happening, meanwhile there's like some sort of tragedy in the background. And both parties are in their own world, understandably for the tragedy one, but having both of those things happen simultaneously is kind of funny. Horrendous for the tragic part, but hilarious in the comedy aspect. Yeah. Let's get this one. Nice. Okay, I need to work on not whiffing my combos. How about we practice not whiffing combos during this? I think that would be a great idea, because I need to practice being deliberate about my attacks for when I do get to level 99. There we go. It's gonna take some getting used to, because it means I have to actually steer where I'm going and do, you know, locking on. Don't whiff. I'm also thinking about it because I rewatched my analysis of the first and last Xehanort fight in Kingdom Hearts 3. And I've still noticed a pattern of X spamming, of attack spamming. and whiffing my combos. So let's try to learn not to do that. I do still want to take damage here though, so the caveats of living. The caveats of living. Interesting combination of words, but okay. I can work with that. Okay, that worked. But that only worked because he focused on him. That's it. Gotta learn to be deliberate. Interesting. Is that a finisher? Let's see what this does. I'm gonna get some damage. Maybe it was a crit hit or something. Okay. Okay, so... Was that only one hit for that one? I wonder if I've hit that threshold. That'd be a fascinating thing to learn for sure. Take a look at my girlfriend. She's the only one I got. I don't know the rest of the words. That's literally the only part of that song I know. Maybe I'll listen to that later. Put that in my earbuds and just chill. Big stretch. Haven't done one of those in a while. Done a big stretch. Make sure that my shoulders aren't compressing themselves into oblivion. It's good to stretch, by the way. It's also good to stay hydrated. It's nice on your poor kidneys. Stay hydrated to avoid kidney stones. That is not a drill, by the way. Stay hydrated. That's why they say hydrate or dihydrate. That's why I refill my water bottle constantly throughout the day. Chilly. I'm putting the blanket back on. Ah! Oh, I love these little guys. They're the best. I'm okay with getting 4s. I'm on the other side of the zone. Oh dear. I can tell I'm in a zone, but it's not the wake zone, apparently. Maybe I don't want to be in a wake zone. Not awake, as in awake, like not sleeping. Wake as in like waves. Like boat waves. Oh boy. That is also reminding me I might need to double check the effectiveness of a couple of energy drinks that I currently have in my fridge. I need to make sure that those are good to go for my trip because I do have to travel quite a ways for that trip. And I'm gonna need to make sure that I don't accidentally give myself a stomach ulcer from bad drinks. I use caffeinated drinks extremely sparingly because I don't want it to lose its effectiveness. Its effectiveness has proven very well on basically being a stabilizer for my energy, and it makes it a lot easier to do a lot of activity because I'm going to be very active on this trip. And I need to be up on my game. It requires all of my social abilities. It requires every last point of charisma that I may have or may not have. It's going to take a lot out of me. And I will probably experience true fear. Yay! That sounds so silly, but it's funny to me, okay? It's funny to me. But yeah, I'll need to make sure that that's all good to go. And if anything's bad, I need to get rid of it ASAP. Speaking of bad, I should probably finish off my... I should probably double check that the remaining coffee creamer in my fridge isn't bad, and then eliminate it if it isn't bad, and eliminate it if it is. There's two types of elimination. There's elimination by disposal and elimination by I'm going to eat it. And by eat it, I mean add it to hot cocoa. I'm not that much of a lunatic, okay? I'm not gonna drink straight coffee creamer. I would die of like sugar crash. 5 2s, chat. I was hoping for this. Let's take a moment to appreciate that we have 22,222 XP remaining. Ah! We're almost completely a 10th of the way there. Look at that, chat. Look at that. We've got... Okay. I know I said we're almost a 10th of the way like 1,000 XP or so ago, but we are actually almost a 10th of the way there. All we have to do is get 71,000 more XP? Approximately 71,000. Not 71,000, 7,100. Goodness sakes. Raising the stakes. What was that? Goodness gracious me. Whee! Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Skip-it-up-ba-boom. Ba-da-ba-ba-boom. Skid-it-up-ba-ba. Ba-da-da-da. Skid-it-up-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-da-da-ba-ba. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da 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 da. I can't do very much in the way of scatting. That's what I was doing, by the way. The skada bada 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 ba 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 da 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 ba 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 da ba da 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 ba 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 da 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 ba da 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 ba 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 da ba da 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 da. Okay, calm down. Wee. Spin. Spin. Ah! Betrayal. Wee. Ooh, that reminds me. Ooh, there's another song I want to listen to as well. It's one of Hilary Duff's songs. It was like track number 10 on the Metamorphosis CD. I listened to that one a lot. It was in my it was one of the few CDs I had, so it was listened to very frequently. Party Up is catchy. Okay. I don't remember the entirety of it. I don't remember how it starts. I remember a chunk of it. Who wants to go? Come on. There we go. Yay! Oh, I'm just enjoying this. I'm just enjoying my time. Slowly working towards winding down, relaxing, having a good evening. I found this bath bomb at the store when I went grocery shopping the other day. Totally worth using it because it made the water like a pretty bluish green. It was a very lovely color. It was very nice. It smelled super nice afterwards. Oh my gosh. I don't remember what it was. I didn't stick my nose against my arm afterwards. I probably could have, but it was just nice to relax. And then it reminded me I haven't swam in ages. I could stand to do that. I haven't swam in years, actually. Not since before at least. I'm 100% sure that I haven't swam in nearly a decade at least. Yeah. It's it's been a while. I've been on the water, like on a boat. I've been on a small vessel, but swimming? Nope. Haven't swum in a decade. I hope I can still swim. I probably can still swim. Am I a strong swimmer? I don't think I am, but I'll find out. I'll find out. Chilling in a kiddie pool that's freezing cold during the scalding summer does not count as swimming, by the way. There has to be an ability to leave the bottom of the pool but also still submerge. And that's what I count as swimming. That'd be kind of sick. Ooh, I should check. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have to check that later. Maybe I'll check it now. Let me do a quick check on something real quick. This is a sneaky search. Let me look at the. Let me see. I'm checking a couple of things. Go away, leave me alone. Okay, does that count? What does that mean? Okay, I don't think that's what I mean. Okay. Okay. Alright, I have answered my own question. Darn. That's okay. The things I do. Alright, where am I going? I am heading down. Fingers crossed that I also have good luck again this year. Ow. Yay. Come on, bring it out. Bring it out. Let's swing. Oh, those are fours. That's okay. Oh, I should move my leg a little bit. I was pressing the triangle despite the fact that there was no reaction command available at that moment. And I keep letting myself get force. I think I just want to whack him. That's fine that I want to whack him, but I would like to get some 8s. Just a couple. Maybe 3. Let's get 3 8s. Let's get 24 out of these 3. Okay. Yay! I did it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. Okay. Yeah, I did. I was able to get to level 46 today. It's been pretty great. Oh man. And soon we are on the trek to level 47. And the best part is somewhere along the way of level 47 will be a 10th of the way to level 99. I've done the relative math. Do I properly visualize it in my head? No. Unfortunately, I do not visualize it properly in my head because for some reason the 875578 part is the part that trips me up. I wish it didn't, but it does. I wonder how many... I'll take a look after taking out these three of how close I am to a 10th of the way. Because I'm now very curious. Last I checked, which was about 2,800 and... not 2,800, well, 280,000 and something. Let's not die again. Oh, wait. Okay. Okay, so we still got about like 7,000 XP. We got like 7,000 XP till we're a 10th of the way, but that's still so cool. Made significant progress. Yeah. Right. Egg will keep on turning. Brown will keep on burning. Rolling, rolling, rolling down the river. Rolling, we're rolling, rolling down the river. Do 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 do. Yeah. Yep, that's right. Gonna be level 99 before I even fight Twilight Thorn. I did do a test run the other day, this was like a month ago or so at least. I did do a test run on a separate file at level 35. He is a tank at level 35, so it's gonna be really funny at level 99. What's extra funny is this started off as just a quest for past me when I first started the game at Critical. Because I was a fool who decided to play the game on Critical for the first time on the PS4. That was a mistake, but it was very funny. It took me, I had to level up to level 8 to beat Twilight Thorn the first time. I'm not very good at this game, but I'm hoping that I make some progress. Because I thought it would be funny. Also, a while back, I saw that Cynical Gamers Joint, he did a video where he enabled all of the abilities and was maxed out at level 99 before it started. He did have to turn off a few abilities or leave them alone so then Roxas wouldn't T-pose. But I was like, what if I did that organically? Because I know, like, this is like a very time-consuming project, but I was like, what if I do that? Wouldn't it be hilarious? And then I learned that it's about 2.8 million XP, and I was like, oh, I'm in for the long haul. I did start this technically a long time ago, and then I officially started streaming it on a regular basis back in September while it was at level 19. I'm just glad I still remembered which file it was. That was the most impressive part. Why not? It's fun. It's a lot of time and dedication, but it's fun. It's definitely a lot of thinking. And I've definitely made some observations about the terrain around me since I've been here for now a total of 120 hours in-game. I won't count the 19 hours, like the hours that led up to level 19. But I've still been here for about 100 hours at least. So I'm noticing lots of things, like the patterns on this. The other day I wondered what the color ratio of each of the platforms is, and then I thought, oh wait a minute, the size of the platforms might affect the color percentages of the room. I thought about like how the room is constructed in here to make the cloud textures do what they do. I think I've done a back and forth where I was entirely in first person mode. I've just done a couple of runs, but you can't really do the reversal thing. Yeah. Yeah, when I get to level 99 and beat Twilight Thorn, I'm gonna be so confused. Or I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I was in Twilight Town. I forgot. I was in a fight with Cypher. The best part is, just the other day, one of the other viewers who pops in every once in a while, they let me know that Donald and Goofy will be at level 4. So on the bright side, I don't have to worry about my game crashing horrendously when I get to Sora. That I am very much looking forward to not having to worry about. Because that was a worry for me. I was very concerned about crashing my PS4. I was like, oh no, I didn't think that far ahead. It's fine though. It's totally fine. Yeah. I just realized also with the I have been in the darkness a long time, this is just my Aqua arc. I'm just chilling in the realm of darkness. For 10 years. I can leave anytime I want, I just choose not to. Meanwhile, Aqua's like, I want to leave, and meanwhile, me in the background, I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm just chilling here. I'm just gonna hang out here. I haven't aged. Ah! Oh my gosh, yes, she is best. I love her. I'm not doing the playthrough just yet. In a couple weeks, I'm gonna do this thing that I call Command Roulette, because my first controller for my PS4, the R2 button gets stuck sometimes, and it makes the Birth by Sleep Command Roulette, like the command wheel starts spinning like a roulette wheel, and it makes the gameplay harder. I did a playthrough as Terra, and I'm gonna do one as Ventus, and then I'm gonna do Aquas after that, once I finish the compilation video for the Ventus playthrough. I'm very excited to do that, but I'm waiting a couple weeks so then I don't have a starting and then break and then that sort of thing. Oh, thanks for the follow. I think that was a follow. I missed the screen, my eyes are blind. Oh. Did I take out those two? Nope, I didn't take out the second one. I knew he despawned. That would be... I'm gonna call you Pikachu. I'm just kidding. But thank you for the follow. I hope you're enjoying the silly shenanigans that I'm pulling. And I hope you get also the chance to enjoy some of the other shenanigans that I do with Kingdom Hearts games, like the Command Roulette. It was very fun to do the Terra one. That one was so fun, actually. Plus I made myself sit through the cutscenes, so that added some joy to that. Got to re-enjoy the story. Pikachu or Peek? I will keep that in mind. Yeah, my eyesight's a little bad right now. I have to replace my glasses. Thankfully, I'm getting them replaced, so. But I did hear the sound. Thank goodness I heard the sound. Yay! Yeah. Oh, I love these games so much. so fun. Alright, come on. 24 XP. 24 XP. Alright. Pretty close. In terms of gameplay, I've definitely put a lot more hours in KH2. I'm not counting, oh, that's actually a tough one. It's a close, what is it? It's a close ranking between KH2 and Birth by Sleep. Birth by Sleep was the one that I completed fully for the first time. I technically still haven't finished KH2. Sykes is beating my butt. He scares me. And I've had a beef that has lasted a full generation with him just because back before I could play the games, I was just like, this man is mean. I want to fight him. And now when I fight him, he is destroying me every time I fight him. So there's gonna be a whole compilation video of him kicking my butt once I finally beat him. Double follow? As in, like, I mean, I do have a YouTube channel. There is that. I don't think a notification will pop up for the YouTube thing. I still haven't hooked that up properly. I haven't figured it out yet. I probably should figure that out, goodness sakes. Yeah. They're both super fun. I appreciate what both the Tokyo and Osaka team did for both of the games. I do understand, though, that not everybody is a big fan of the combat system for Birth by Sleep. I know it can be kind of obnoxious. I have been victimized personally by the combat system. Specifically by Terranort. He is the worst. I was fighting for my life the other day with the command roulette thing, and I was on standard mode. I mean, I beat the game on crit, but command roulette with the command wheel constantly spinning, so I have no control over my strategy, was so... it was so nightmarish. It was so bad. But it was funny. It was pretty funny in hindsight, but in the moment I was like, ah! Yeah. I really like the shot locks. Shot locks were definitely my favorite. I used those very much. I do remember with D-Links, in the case of D-Links, I didn't use them as much the first time I played the game, but that was because I was using the PS3 copy, and on the PS3 the D-Links are notorious for taking forever to load, and I was an impatient human. So I never used the D-Links, because I was like, okay, it's taking too long to load, I'm not doing this. Bless my college roommate for letting me borrow her PS3 for that. To be fair, I also let her borrow my game to play it, so... it all worked out, yay! That was a blast. Yeah. I have not. I don't even have a PSP. It took me forever to get myself a PS4 because for a while it was mainly just like, when I was growing up it was more of like, no, we don't really need that for stuff, or we already have this other console or something like that. And then I realized I had money once like a few years after I started my job, and then I bought the PS4 and the games. It wasn't until like 2018. It took me forever, but yeah. I did want the PSP version so bad, because then I would be able to do the multiplayer thing. That's one aspect of Birth by Sleep that I wish was able to be ported, but I do understand some reason why they might have not ported it. Because I think, if I remember right, after the PS3, I think that's when PlayStation started doing the charging for access to online, so I wonder if the developers, at least for dealing with the BBS port for Birth by Sleep, I wonder if they were like, yeah, we're not gonna make the players have to pay for online services just to do the multiplayer aspect. Which is a shame, because it was really fun, from what I've seen. Yeah. Could you clarify by the MP thing? I might have missed it from whatever I was saying. Oh, the multiplayer thing, yeah. That's what you meant. I'm a bit silly. Or it just took me a second to process that. It's kind of like asking what time it is or something, or someone asks you what time it is and then you're like, what? And then you finally answer it after you processed it. Oh my. Interesting. I noticed there was like some skipping stuffs. Hammer PM. Oh my gosh, yeah, that part is always the chaotic part. I've somewhat mitigated my time issues by just setting at least my phone to 24-hour time. I think everything else is not on 24 hours. Yeah, it's just my phone that's on 24-hour time. That way when I wake up at random odd hours of the day, I know, okay, it's 6 a.m. Like, for example, if it's like 5 a.m. and it's dark out, and then I don't wonder if or maybe 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. I don't know. Basically, I will be able to tell if it's morning or evening just by looking at the numbers and not having to be like, wait, 8 in the morning or 8 at night? Especially if I get a random nap or something like that. It's made me really good at subtracting 12 from whatever time I'm at. It's gone so fast, actually. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I don't think I've had one of those type of naps in a long time, though. The last nap I took was just yesterday? No. Was it No, it was Tuesday. The last time I took a nap, I think, was Tuesday. It was a good nap, though. Although it was kind of like maybe less than 10 minutes or something, like a power nap. Because I decided to rewatch one of my videos and I was kind of sleepy and just resting and stuff, chilling on the couch, and dozed off, and then I woke up when I heard myself say a specific line or something like that I heard like 50 times while I was editing. And I was like, ooh, funny part coming up. Oh man. It's the good stuff. Ah! Okay, we got... Are you gonna do the thing too? Are you gonna do the thing too, buddy? You gonna do the thing? Gonna go upside down? No? Okay. Darkness. Oh, man. Oh, man. What a day, too. We made such progress. I did not do some mathematics, but I'm pretty sure that's close to... I started off at like 2400 on this level. And I was at 2000. Yeah, that's 5000 XP. Alrighty, I better save. Got save file number 1 and 2. Because I nearly accidentally deleted one of my save files the other day. Scared the daylights out of myself. That was a terrifying experience. Alright. That is going to do it for the stream tonight. Thank you so much for joining and watching and chatting. If you are on the YouTube side, feel free to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so then you can get notified for the stream when I'm live. You could also join Peak in following on the Twitch side. That way you can see whether I am live on the Twitch side. I also have a Twitter, a Blue Sky, and a Tumblr. They are all at Yellowfang42. That way I also post about when I'm going live on those. Less so on the Tumblr side, just because Tumblr culture and stuff like that. Thank you so much for watching and joining in the experience. I'm gonna give you my thank you for watching screen. I can English. I swear I can English. Alright. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good morning, afternoon, night, and evening. Have a good one. Bye! And thank you so much. Have a good night, Peak. Bye!